Hello, I'm here with Jason and Andrew from Sleaford Mods.
Hello.
So it's been a good year for you guys again, obviously with the EP and the shows you've been playing, culminating in a show at the Royal Concert Hall. So yes. How did that come about? What made you choose that venue?
Steve, our boss, sort of said, we ought to try and shift away from Rock City because we'd done it 5 times. And I thought after a while he was probably right. Because I just didn't want it, we thought collectively that perhaps we just didn't want it to look like we were just playing there every year, Oh, there they are, wheeling them out. But in hindsight, it was I don't know, it didn't go down very well with a lot of fans. Yeah, did it?
Yeah. So, it was just a change,
Yeah.
Just for the change, I suppose, but it didn't. We won't do it again.
Nah, I won't do it again. But it looked, they're playing Theatre Royal. It looked, why fucking not?
Yeah, why not? Yeah.
So,
we've done it now. So.
Yeah, we've done it. We won't do it again.
I mean, that's pretty much every venue covered now in Nottingham, isn't it?
Yeah, apart from the Ice Stadium, but I can't see us playing there. No way. I don't know. I mean, you never know, do you? But it needs to be full, that place, doesn't it? It's like, it's all right when it's full.
Yeah.
But if it's not full, it looks a bit crap, doesn't it?
I think what's quite interesting though is if I sort of like look at the Nottingham scene, I guess before Sleaford Mods really sort of started to explode nationally, and now there's so much more going on in the city. It's a lot more vibrant. There's a lot more venues open, a lot more promoters.
Yeah.
Do you sort of like feel partly responsible for that?
Don't know. I can't. I wouldn't say so. No, I don't know if we.
I think it's more about maybe a bit, but I don't know. It was a timing thing. I think 2013, there was something. It was going to happen. It's happening anyway. I think the reason that we had the success was because of the way everybody was feeling.
Yeah.
So we were part of that, but it wasn't. We didn't cause that.
No.
I don't know. I think probably if people thought, well, if they can do it.
Yeah, well, there's always an element of that. I remember Jarvis Cocker actually saying that at Glastonbury or somewhere. If I can do it, anyone can.
Yeah.
So that's the sentiment, isn't it? I think
Because I mean, again as well, we've seen quite a big influx of artists and bands from all different genres and and all different walks of life. To be fair, that are now, I guess, commenting on what's going on both politically and socially. I mean, again, do you sort of like feel that would have happened 7 or 8 years ago? Because I mean, bearing in mind that obviously austerity's been around for a long time. Even if you go back to the Blair era, you can sort of like see it coming through there. So why do you think people weren't sort of like speaking up then?
I don't know. I don't know. No idea. People were still swayed by this idea of luxury, of being a rock star, of getting a record deal and being rich. And I started to get really lyrically and putting in lyrics, getting really pissed off with that idea. And Andrew as well. Both of us were victims of those kind of attitudes. You know what I mean? So. I don't know. I think we perhaps did wake people up in some respects. We did cause quite a ripple, I suppose.
Yeah.
But I don't know why people didn't before. But all I can say is people were just still drunk on that idea, I suppose. Majority of people in bands, just wasn't going anywhere for me. Every band was just cliche rubbish. You know what I mean? But people have probably looked at us and bands like us around at the time, Fat Whites or whatever, and thought, there's another angle, I suppose. But I don't know. Who knows?
It's interesting you sort of like say about that quite a lot of bands are cliche rubbish, and I think one of the things that I'd say is that the traditional 4-piece band, it's almost like it's kind of almost reached its lifespan. I mean, do you sort of like feel that the most interesting music now is being made in sort of like bedroom studios on computers rather than in a rehearsal space?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely do, yeah. It's just like I say, about not having too many options to make music.
Yeah.
Makes better music. But then it depends what music you like. you know, I guess I'm being quite sort of harsh about things and, you know, outsider and all that kind of thing, but that's where I'm coming from, you know. But if the majority like, you know, some guy playing the piano or whatever, I don't know, I don't think of anyone, but, you know, if people like contemporary music as it is, then you can't argue with it.
No.
If it's done well, you know.
It has been a bit sewn up though, hasn't it?
It has.
The past sort of 20 years, music's just got worse and worse. And then, you know, talk about bands, people ignore rap music, which has been the most biggest style of music.
Yeah.
You know, you can't really ignore it.
And it's
you
like
ignore
grime as
it.
well, the way that grime's sort of like come up for the UK
that as well, you know.
as well.
Yeah, and it's like 12-year-olds listening to the Beatles and...
It's not going to happen, is it?
No. But then do you sort of like, you know, in some ways, do you kind of blame, you know, booking agents, radio stations that still want to, I guess, regurgitate their youth and just go back to sort of playing that on or signing that or booking that?
Yeah, I suppose so, yeah.
Tastemakers and gatekeepers are just, you know, pretty banal really in this game, a lot of them. And it really is quite frustrating and just makes you quite angry, you know.
But there's no music TV as well, you know. I've grown up quite rurally, so any cool show was really important growing up, you know. So anybody that lives there's nothing weird or crazy or for young people to watch. It's
That's really true.
Up, you know.
I mean, when I was growing up, we had things like Old Grey Whistle Test and Top of the Pops, Snub TV, and, the Word, things like that.
Exactly,
now you've got Jules Holland.
Just Jules Holland.
And everyone's got to put a shirt on, you know, and it's just it's just bullshit.
It is, yeah. There's nothing, you know. There is absolutely nothing. A couple of bits maybe that pop their heads up on Jules Holland sometimes that are vaguely interesting, but apart from that, there's not a lot going off, you know. What can you do?
So obviously, sort of like moving on to your sort of like few, your next recordings. Obviously, English Tapas came out last year, so I believe that you're in the process of finishing your next album.
Yeah, it's done, and it's off. It's been, you know, it's in the factory.
It's pretty much done and dusted, isn't it?
Yeah, it's done. We got a cover to do, and then that's it. And then we got to choose a single off it.
Just all the easy stuff.
Yeah, just all the easy stuff. Done,
so will there be any songs on there off the last EP? Will there be any songs on the album off the last EP?
No, we were going to put the single on the album, but we recorded that much interesting stuff. We didn't need to, did we?
Yeah, it's a bit of a cheap move as well.
I think so. You know,
and it's a different version then maybe, but
but no, they're all brand new tracks, unheard tracks. So. Should be good.
So any plans for a release date?
I think around the end of Feb. It's going to be announced in a couple of weeks. I don't know when this is coming out, but by the time this comes out, I would imagine it would have been announced. So
in terms of a label, which labels?
We formed our own label called Extreme Eating.
Okay.
And that's our label, mine and Andrew's little baby, isn't it? So we're going to just release it on there. We're getting all that sorted at the minute.
It seems like that's what a lot of people do as well. So.
Yeah. Just we've kind of departed, you know, sort of moved away from rough trade, but you know, left on amicable terms and, you know, lovely people. But we just felt we wanted to move away from and do our own thing again. I think that's where we feel we're best suited, really, don't we?
Do you feel that labels are that important in the 21st century? Certainly as important as booking agents, publishers, managers, for example.
Yeah, they are to some people, but for our operation, it didn't work really. It kind of did, but we were so used to doing it ourselves that we kind of felt we were working alongside someone or kind of under someone. It didn't really suit the way we felt about where we wanted to go with it. So. But for some bands, a lot of bands, it does work. You know, if you've just walked out the house and formed a band and it's good and people are taking interest, but you don't know anyone, record labels are great. You know, they'll steer you in the right direction. And Rough Trade are, you know, possibly the best label in the country. Really, you know, they're good people as well and they're passionate. So
But it's the latest thing, you know, like all the kids that are really good at music, they're all going to like law school and getting trained in business so that they, you know, while they're young, so that they get jobs when they're older.
Got somewhere to fall back on.
You know, that's what you do now, you know what I mean? You get your music sorted out by the time you're 17, and then by the time you're 19, you know, I mean, that's mental to me. Like, I can barely tie my shoelaces at night.
Yeah, defo.
So in terms of sort of like touring for next year, I mean, two of my favourite Sleaford Mods shows that I saw you play were at Roskilde Festival in Denmark and then Rock and Sen in Paris.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, obviously with Brexit, I mean, you know, it's sort of like playing festivals and touring Europe going to be a major issue, I would have thought, going forwards.
We're just going to do it. We're going to book. We've got some in the pipeline for France and Germany, which we were putting on the side and waiting to see what would happen, but we're just going to do it. See, fuck it. If you lose money, you lose money. You know.
Nothing's really happened yet, anyway.
No. And
we'll just be still here this time next year.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah. Fingers crossed. Yeah. But it'd be, you know, interesting to see what new chaos.
Yeah.
Conservative government can conjure up with it, you know. But yeah, we're just going to do it, you know. I mean, we're quite established, so it's probably not going to be as taxing on as it would for other bands, perhaps in a, you know, sort of less position, just starting out. Young bands on labels, rosters that probably haven't got a lot of capital behind them, you know. But just got to find out. I mean, we've been through worse things, you know what I mean?
Yes,
so,
yeah. I mean, it's just the uncertainty, isn't it, that's at the back of a lot of people's minds.
Yeah, it's the uncertainty.
But it's all uncertainty.
Yeah.
The whole thing is no one knows what the fuck's going on, basically.
But
Do you know what I mean? It's just like you can't, what can you say about it?
Well, you can't.
It's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
I think that everyone just, I think because of the way that, you know, that things have gone in the last certainly 10 years, everyone just fears the worst. You just automatically come out fearing the worst now.
Yeah. It's been a real disease, this government, proper. Really laid it on people. So who knows, you know, even if we stayed in the EU, fucking world's going downhill anyway, isn't it? So there's going to be some bleak entertainment coming around the corner, whatever.
Yeah.
So in terms of the UK, I mean, like, you know, have you got any sort of tours lined up, any festivals you can talk about? Or
we've got a UK tour that's starting in March, so that will go to. We're going to do what we did a few years back and go back to sort of smaller places, smaller towns, and play, you know, biggish gigs, but kind of like just in places off the main gig route, you know. And we're going to concentrate on that. We're pulling in the usual places as well, you know, Brighton, Bristol, or whatever, you know, Manchester, etc., Leeds. But we're going to do lots of other little places as well. Okay. And that's going to be for about a month. So it's a pretty long tour, but yeah, it should be interesting.
And I believe you've got another book coming out, Happy Days.
That's already out, yeah. That's been out for about a month. It's all right. I don't know what to think about it, to be honest. I read it and think, yeah, it's good, and then put it down and think, you wanker.
What inspired you then? What inspired? What's in it?
I don't know, just someone said, oh, I like your writing, do you want to do a book? And I was like, I got pretty discouraged in the past. I had someone helping me out doing it, and it kind of scared me a bit. I just felt like I was a bit of an imposter. But a guy called Philip Bess approached me and sort of encouraged me to keep writing because he said it was good, so I just did it, you know. And then I wrote one small thing called Slabs of Paradise, 5 stories, and then I did another one, Happy Days, which has just been released. Yeah, you know, it's quite enjoyable, really, but I still don't know what to think about it.
Is it something that you see yourself doing though in the future? Sort of
don't know, probably, but yeah, I will, yeah. I've got no real massive opinion on it. I just like doing it, you know. If you can get it out in a way that you think, yeah, that's got that out. Yeah. You know, in a format that you're happy with, If the message is communicated, if you think it's communicated properly in the writing, then fair enough, you know what I mean?
And Andrew, you've got your extended network project, so what can you tell us about that?
Not a lot. Yeah, no, it's just doing a few gigs for anyone that wants to do, for people that I've worked with in the past, and it's experimental music, so it's never. I'm trying to say there's not a lot of people there, basically.
It's wicked.
But I did this thing in Cafe Otto, which was all right.
Yeah.
It was quite good being booked with like sort of more experimental. 'Cause it's an experimental venue.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was nice playing there. But it's just I'm just trying to keep it random, really. Like we said before, to be some kind of dance music DJ, you've really got to get stuck in and leave home and never come back again. Basically, that's what seems to happen to you, And I'm not prepared to do that. I can't do that. We're doing Sleaford Mods as well,
No.
But yeah, I just like to do more little gigs, try and maybe incorporate more visual stuff to it and make it more of a show. Because I had Ray with me last time doing the sound, which was good. So yeah, try and do something a bit different, maybe, whatever that is.
So what advice would you give to new bands or new musicians that are just starting out? What would you say to them? What would you say the do's and don'ts are?
Oh God, fucking hell.
I don't know. Quit your day job. I don't know. You can't do that anymore, though, can you?
No.
So sign on and
Can't
buy an
sign
iPad.
can you?
No.
Just make sure you're doing something good,
Yeah.
Keep your antennae connected to good things, to try and pick truth rather than the mirage of bullshit as much as you can in whatever way you think that is, and try and pursue that path and try and uniform your music around that, I suppose.
Yeah. And I guess, are there any other new artists that you'd recommend for Drowning Sound and its readers that we might not know about?
I don't know, I'm just listening
You
to...
probably know about more than what we do.
You probably know more than us, actually.
JPEG Mafia.
Yep.
You heard him? It's
Yeah.
alright. I went to see him at the 100 Club.
Oh, wow.
It was pretty cool, yeah. Everyone under 30 was on the stage at one point. Just about 20 old people going, yeah, I think I'm going to stay here. It was good though.
Was it sold out?
Yeah, they don't packet it out in there, do they?
No.
But
Nice.
yeah.
That's a great little venue as well, isn't it?
It
You
is,
can see
yeah.
from pretty much anywhere, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't know. Drill. I'm just listening to drill music at the minute.
Yeah.
And then I get into a void of drill music and then have to pull myself out. Other than that, I quite like Beak's new album. That's quite good.
Yep.
It's quite refreshing to listen to real instruments. Don't mind that Viagra Boys. They're all right.
I don't know any of these.
They're quite
They're
good.
quite interesting,
I like
yeah.
them.
Oh, Viagra Boys.
Yeah.
Sounds funny.
I know it is. Well, it's not. It's quite bleak
That's
actually,
it.
but
Okay.
they're not bad.
Right.
Apart from that,
I've been listening to Public Enemy and Wu-Tang.
have you?
And on vinyl, yeah, I've been buying vinyl from this little shop in Lincoln. Bought Naz's album,
First one.
yeah, which is really
Wicked.
good.
Yeah, it's
And
brilliant.
just listening to this album called the soundtrack to High School High, which is amazing.
Right.
It's got Scarface, Little Kim. It's got.
Oh,
It's
okay.
amazing.
Wow.
I bet
It's
that's
got-
fantastic.
It's so good
That does
going
sound
back.
pretty
That
good,
album's
actually.
even better because
Yeah.
it's like a cross section of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rather
from the
than
same
a
era.
whole. Yeah, So Little Kim's amazing.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah. Innovator again.
Yeah.
Totally.
See, that's what you're talking about. That's, I mean, that's just someone's voice. It's just as soon as you hear a voice, you know it's
You
her.
know it is straight away.
Yeah.
That's talent.
Yeah. I'm definitely driven more towards rap still. It's just still trailblazing, I think. Kind of.
It's funny, like, say, listen to all that this week. It's just so normal to me. Like,
Yeah.
listening to rap music is just like this, you know,
Listening to
like for
rock
some
and
old
roll.
rocker listening to
Yeah.
the Stones or something.
Yeah.
For me, that's like staple music
Definitely.
that I can just put on and.
Well, I think certainly grime has become this generation's, sort of, I guess, variant on punk rock, hasn't it?
Completely.
Yeah, without a doubt.
In
yeah.
terms of like changing
Completely,
perceptions and, and actually trying to sort of like break boundaries.
Without a doubt, I would say so. Yeah, and it's still, you know, I mean, people are saying that drill's kind of overtaken it, but the beauty about all that stuff is it just doesn't care, does it?
No,
it just looks after itself, and then
it's always going to be like that, though. You know, drill's the American style, so it's always going to be bigger and brasher and influence loads of Brits.
Yeah.
You know, but grime is more of a British thing that's going to be more selective and.
But it's still crossing over into other markets, isn't it? You know,
I've
seen Stormzy sort of like play like huge stages in Europe all summer. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, that's it. It's coming thick and fast, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I think that's the problem with it, with having stars in that kind of, or you know, good artists in that. It's going to be like everything else, where it's too many people coming through at once.
But that's never a bad thing.
No, it's not. But I think that's the same in the old days. You did have talent scouts. You did have people like yourself. You know, that were people interested in music, that write about music. This is what's really important. I think it's that part of the industry that's broken.
There's a lot of people writing about music that shouldn't be, you know what I mean? It's just like, what are you doing? Fucking terrible, isn't it?
Well, I suppose people that like good music, people don't write about it, do they? They're just too busy enjoying it.
Yeah. That's a good point, actually. That is a good point. Do you think the media, though, is as important now as it used to be? I mean, you know, when I was a kid, you had the NME, you had Sound, you had Melody Maker.
Yeah.
You didn't have the internet, but you'd got sort of like three, you know, obvious voices where you'd go to and you'd find out about something new. Whereas now you can just go on the internet, you can go on YouTube, you can just go anywhere and find it yourself.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, I mean, you've got your publications. I mean, the main ones in England are Guardian, aren't they? Q.
Yeah.
Loaded, I mean, not Loaded, fucking hell, what am I saying? Mojo, sorry Mojo.
The thing is, it's like, you know, magazines, you know, they're a precursor to the internet anyway, so magazines already became too much overload anyway, and that's the problem, you know, there's a lot of good content and a lot of good music, but we're just overloaded with it. We can't,
I think so,
you can't process it at all.
No, you can't.
You know, everyone's... You know, watching something else, or
it's not trying to find that one golden needle in a haystack, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know.
Whereas back in the day, you know, when there was 3 channels, and did you see that film last night? It's like you probably did see that film. Last night, you know.
Yeah.
And you'd be talking about it, you know, for the next like 3 days. Or something.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, those free magazines that kind of started popping up around sort of 2013, 14, Crack and
Stool Pigeon and things like that.
Yeah, Loud and Quiet.
Yeah.
So Young magazine, is it? All those, you know. I mean, Crack especially has got some really good stuff in it. If you ever pick a copy up, it's quite interesting.
Really
good.
Really good.
Just blows your head off because you're like, fuck me, I haven't heard of any of these, you know. So it's like, yeah, stuff like that's good.
But those magazines do struggle quite a lot, you know, unless they get massively backed at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah, you wonder how they carry on.
It's like Vice, do you know what I mean? Vice, I don't know what happened with Vice, but I reckon it must have got funded hugely at some point.
Yeah.
It's got Murdoch in it. It's Murdoch.
Is it? Oh, there you go then.
Did he buy it?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
But that started like that, didn't it? That was like a student angled.
It was, yeah, pretty
little
much.
mag.
Yeah.
And then boom. TV show, channel, and everything. You know. Anyway.
Well, thank you ever so much for your time.
Thank you, man.
It's always a pleasure speaking to you both.
And yourself.
Yeah. Shit. New art. New eyes. No vision.